What do you make of Ben White potentially going to Everton, bringing in Livramento? And we've actually been linked with Jimenez of Bournemouth as well, just. So there's clearly a right back on the agenda.
Well, unfortunately, that would mean, Ben is gone.
Another
But
one on decent wages, which that we ran into the ground.
But, I think the fullback situation at Arsenal is whatever. I think I'm not interested in hearing what right back we get. We already have the best defense. And to be honest, like if we're looking at fullbacks to be the difference maker in attack, then that's why we are where we are.
They should be a buffer. They should be a starter, not the mains.
I think you could play Hincapié and Timber as your fullback pairing and do well if your attackers and midfielders could do their fucking job. But the fullbacks
are allowed to do their
job too. Yeah. So, or allowed. Yeah. So yeah, at this stage, it's like, oh great, we're getting another defender. That's cool. Bring me some top quality attackers though, please.
Whether better, this way you gotta earn your money. Of course, me as a novice, I don't think me and just have just said it's not gonna happen. But of course, you want the Alvarez's, you want the Carrot Skeelers, you want them kind of things. If you can't do that, go and find us the next star before he becomes the next star. Please don't bargain hunt anymore. And as you said at the start, actually, the links to Anthony Gordon are not going away. Whether we're able to prize him from Newcastle is neither here nor there, but it seems like there's them that we kind of know who the club are gonna kind of go for, but at the same time, Jess, it's almost irrelevant me and you talking about any sort of transfer dealings because we have to deal with what is actually at the club in what's left of this season. So they're gonna have to make things happen, man. I wanted to speak to you about this as well, just to wrap this up, man. Myles Lewis-Skelly's drawing interest from Manchester United. Would you make it happen?
I mean, that's just the darkest thing you could ever do.
Unless they got 70 million, fuck off.
No, I think
you have to. Right.
I think you have to have standards at some stage. You have to have standards and you have to have morals, and I think a player, if Arteta doesn't rate Myles Lewis-Skelly, that's a problem to me.
You need to learn to integrate kids a bit.
You'll go to any other team and absolutely annihilate.
Loan him out before selling him, but Lewis-Skelly and Wanyeri are the only ones that's going to bring proper money into this club. So that's why I think all options are on the table for them. If I'm honest,
well, if you're selling your best academy players to make money, but the players that you still have in the squad are Trossard and Gabriel Jesus and Martinelli, and you have Madueke, you spent 50 million on Madueke, then fuck you, because Myles Lewis-Skelly is more talented than all of them, but he would be the one that would need to go. I don't like it.
And they'll say 100% profit, 50+ million quid. Gone.
He can play a completely different position if Arteta would just stop being so fucking hard-headed and play him in midfield. Selling your best academy players or whatever, to me, especially when they're like Myles Lewis-Skelly, not some fringe guy, not a Patino, but like this guy bossed the Bernabeu, I will never forgive you. I don't care. There's nothing you can, because I know you will not bring in a player of that talent level into this team because I know what you do. You guys bring in Madueke's, you bring in Gyökeres's, so you guys do not replace this level of talent with better. It will get worse. So absolutely not. I'm so sorry. But them three, Ethan, Myles Lewis-Skelly, and Dowman, them three need to stay. And I would prefer to see a different coach with them because to not rate Myles Lewis-Skelly is so dark for your talent ID.
You've got a tool in a toolbox that you're not trying to utilize.
He's not it's not even a tool in a toolbox. Like he genuinely is like.
I can't understand with him and Norgard the sub appearances because I can understand the way the left back roles changed. All right, I hear that. Not that it's been fair, but when Lewis-Skelly's had opportunities, he's looked a bit rusty. I hear that, but especially when the games have been coming thick and fast and I extend whatever to Norgard, but it's the sub appearances that's what I don't get. And I know Arteta's probably got his reasons, but it's not making sense. It's not making sense to me. Of course, JT Arteta gets praised for that, but it's not the past anymore. But
this is not an Emile Smith-Rowe. Emile Smith-Rowe never got looked at by top teams.
He did. Barcelona wanted him. I'm lying for Smith Rowe. I love you, fella.
Yeah, it's like, this is not Emile Smith Rowe. So, but again, Arteta, it's clear to me that he doesn't rate Myles because he doesn't play him at all, unless he just absolutely has to, and his confidence is. But selling him, and I know you're not going to bring in a talent of that level, is a no-go for me. It'd be different if I knew that they'd go out there and bring in a Lewis-Skelly. I know they'd use that money to go out there and get a Julian Alvarez. They're not going to do that. They're going to bring you Gordon. So the overall talent level of this team is going to get lower. Fuck that. No. A hard line with Myles Lewis-Skelly. Hard line.
I don't want to sell him. I can't leave for me. Like, I'm gonna write if he leaves. The only thing that I just think every option's on the table. Them going, them being integrated, them going out on loan. When I look at it, there's got to be a conversation that who's really. I'm not to say they're the priorities, but who's really gonna fetch a decent kind of price tag? It would be the young players like Wanyeri and Myles Lewis-Skelly. They're gonna bring in more money than a Jesus, then a Trossard, then a Martinelli, then a Ben White, then the various tiers of players that are past their sell by date or players that are
all of those
available.
Players need to go. That's the thing.
100%. And don't forget Nelson and Fabio Vieira.
Yeah, to me, all those players need to go. You're going to sell Kivior. You're going to see
but Kivio's gone, isn't it? A bit like Hincapié. Like them,
yeah,
it's just them ride-alongs.
Yeah, you're going to sell Ben White. You're going to sell Jesus. And I don't care that they're only going to give you like 20, 30 mil. Sell them all. But why, like, getting rid of a player like
Nelson and Jesus, that's 300 grand off the wage bill as well.
Yeah, if your only way is to sell one of your best and brightest, I could see more of an argument to sell like Odegaard than Myles. I do not believe that selling a level talent like this makes any sense.
Would you consider selling Odegaard if you had a 60-odd million plus offer?
I would.
Him and Kai, there's not really been anything around new deals yet.
Yeah, I would sell him before I sold Myles, but I would sell Martinelli and Trossard and Jesus and all of them before I sold Odegaard.
I hand on my heart, the only players I think are definitely leaving this summer, Reiss Nelson, Fabio Vieira, because away from the obvious with Berta, you've clearly been brought in to make us a bit more money. I hate to refer to us as a football club as a business, but I do think with the Cronkies are sitting there and saying, previously with Edu, obviously with Arteta and Berta now, like, yo, what's going on? Like, we're spending bare peas, we're not really selling young players, we're not doing much, etc. I think Reiss Nelson, Fabio Vieira, and Gabriel Jesus, where I look at it, there's many different parts in it. And this is where I throw, for different reasons, the Myles Lewis-Skellys, the Wanyeris, the Trossards, and Martinellis. Both can go, both probably should go. But if you can't bring in a target, what's going to happen? It's all fun and games with me saying, sell Gabriel Jesus, sell Trossard, sell Martinelli. You bring one in, then we've got less numbers. It's a weird one, man. But again, just like Arteta's been here 6-7 years. These boys, granted, excluding the summer signings, everybody's been here for minimum of anything from 2 to 4 years. There is going to be an element of refreshing and things, but
they cannot sell Myles Lewis-Skelly they cannot sell Myles Lewis-Skelly to a rival. I'm so sorry. You have to have standards at some stage. You have to have morals. Like, it's never worked out for us. Not a level of this talent this big. Like, I'm not talking about selling Emile Smith Rowe or Reiss Nelson. We were talking about Myles Lewis-Skelly. Like, it's just a no-go for me. Like, no, I'm so sorry.
I've seen worse. I've seen these decisions before, man. I just think there might be that element. And I remember sitting here in the summer with you, and I said Reiss Nelson, Max Dowman, Myles Lewis-Skelly, Wanyeri, you lot will be the easiest to leave out the side purely because of the wages, of the experience, of the whole political aspect that's included in football. I did think you lot would, especially when you sign them new deals, you'd be on the peripheral. I'm not saying I agree with it, but it's annoying, man. Like, just look at it. It's Myles Lewis-Skelly.
Like, in years.
You can't go from next captain and Ashley Cole this and that, which some fans were saying, to this.
It doesn't make sense. And because I saw somebody in the comments saying, like, he's not ready for the big stage. He was one of our best players in the Champions League, and we played against PSG and Real Madrid. You guys,
and even if he's not, he can get more minutes.
But Arteta does this thing where some players are allowed to play through bad form and others are not. He's behind 2 players that Arteta likes more than him, but he won't, at least with the midfield being dead and having, no options, he won't even play him there. Like, Arteta he lets these people just die. Like, it's just now it's
And
talking
that's a
about
great
let him
comment at corner
leave.
as well.
Yeah, so I don't know. For
We'll
me,
have
it's
to
a
see.
no-go. I don't think you should sell any of our Hailenders that we've had come through. Because they all could fit in positions that we always need, players in. So, and they're really talented. And I'd rather get rid of the less talented players. The older
I'd
ones are
rather get,
very,
exactly. Like,
you know,
exactly. Like, and again, idle corner, you made a great point in that the wages, but like you're right. It would probably make more sense, not necessarily in terms of ability all the time, but Ben White, you're saving a lot of wages. Reece Nelson, you're saving a lot. Fabio Vieira, Gabriel Jesus, Trossard and Paul Martinelli, it all starts to add up. But this is where Berta's gonna have to earn his money, because clubs might want them. They might sit there and say, "Yeah, we'll have him. How much do you want? Oh, you want us to pay X amount, and you want X amount transfer fee." And also the double sheg is someone like Gabriel Jesus. He might, if we win the league, he might think, "Yo, you know what? I want to stay. My family's cool here. The club stuck with me with injuries. I at the end of the day, I was frozen out, and then I've played in a final. I might not get these wages elsewhere. If I run down my deal and I become a free agent for a year, I'm not only getting my loyalty bonus, but there's more interest in me with others. There's a lot of moving parts, and Berta and the team are gonna have to earn their money, but we can't afford to miss next summer. Like, everything has to work, especially as just said earlier. And the one thing I agree with her, everything has to work in attack. There can't be no, as I said, like, any signings in attack that we sign in, and a sentence starts of, if Arteta can, for me, I hope, I pray, I do all that, but we can't waffle about. Oh, my mic's not thinking. We can't waffle about the summer in truth, just because it's neither here nor there, innit? Like, it's neither here nor there.
Yeah,
And even,
I'm not on it. I'm not on this.
Can you really see? Go on.
This here will
I can tell it's riled you up still.
Well, it would make, I will never, I can't. It's just the worst thing you could possibly do.
We might get Goretzka though. Lewis-Skelly gone.
But this is what I'm saying is, I know that they will bring in less talented players because that's what they do.
31-year-old, bit old.
Myles Lewis-Skelly is technically sound, has the right mentality because he's a bastard and he plays like he knows it. And he's good. He's good technically. He's athletic. He's all the things. But Arsenal want to bring in this stiff rank Bayern.
That's harsh on Goretzka. That's harsh on Goretzka. He'll get
it's rancid.
in our system.
I'm not doing. I don't want any more of this. Like, I will not do. And I get it. Like, sentimental about the Hailenders, but I was okay with Emil going because he wasn't good enough.
Yeah, you used to draw me out for that.
Yeah, but Myles. Let's be serious.
It doesn't make sense. I mean, hindsight's a wonderful thing, but it genuinely doesn't make sense to let Myles Lewis-Skelly go. And I want to, this will end on this, Jess. I wanted to know what you made of Ian Wright's comments. He said, there's no way Myles Lewis-Skelly, the way he started his career, he hasn't got the capacity to go on and do, I'm not saying he's going to do exactly what O'Reilly's done, but the confidence it gives him in playing is going to be a lot, probably more confident than he is right now. He can't get into the team at the moment, whether it's in Capie or if it's behind Calafiori. This guy's a footballer. We needed a footballer on Sunday. And those are the things that I'm sitting there watching us do nothing. I'm thinking to myself, if the Arsenal fans saw someone like him come on and do a couple of things, everybody is going to get us going. It gets people going. That's the big disappointment for me. I'm with that. But where are you at with it?
I mean, Myles was doing the O'Reilly before O'Reilly was doing it, so he was in the team. Was one of the only good things about last season, played in big games, was one of our best in, like, that back line ate so bad. Like, that Timber, Gabriel, Saliba, Myles Lewis-Skelly back line, that shit ate so bad. It was so good. It was the only thing good. But Arteta doesn't trust him anymore. And he is wedded to the idea of him just being a left back. And I get that at the beginning of the season, he didn't look great. But Arteta he doesn't seem to have the capacity to play these players out of these bad forms and get them out of these ruts. He makes it worse by burying them down on the bench. And now you don't have, like, that's a unique quality that you needed in a game where you couldn't bypass the press. But you
just some fucking courage.
They start off bad. you double down on it by not playing them, and then you use that as a reason why you
You
can't
could have
trust
even
them, when in
reverted to
reality
a normal left back with Myles Lewis-Skelly
yeah,
off that bench and to beat the press. But it goes back to what we said at the start, Jez, about knowing when to be proactive and having
yeah,
really having more than different ways to play.
yeah,
We seen it from
exactly,
outside
and
the area. Outside the area, we seen it better this year, but it's not consistent.
yeah, I understand that he hasn't looked great, but it doesn't help when you only played 10 minutes here and there. You know, he's not being trusted, and I think when you're not being trusted, it's hard to even trust yourself because, you know, if you make one mistake, that's you back on the
And
bench,
I'll
you know?
extend that
So,
to Norgard and them kind of man as well.
yeah, I still think Arteta's man management leaves a lot to be desired. I think when you look at the top coaches and the way that they're able to get their young players playing well and really integrate them and have all of their team kind of playing good at once, Arteta rarely has a bunch of players in form at once. And it's not because the players are all injured and all that. They could be there for weeks and nobody's in form except for our defenders. And I think that's because he ain't got it. Like, he doesn't have that particular part of it.
And I think the biggest thing you can see is that Man United want a left back in it, because I know some people are going to see that and their head's going to get hot. They've been linked with Frankfurt's Nathaniel Brown, who we were linked with. I don't think they'll get Newcastle's Lewis Hall. They could, but I don't think that. And obviously Myles Lewis-Skelly. So that tells me that they'll sign a player that isn't being mentioned. But if Myles Lewis-Skelly leaves permanently, we riot, man. Like, you can't go from signing, everything Jess said about last season to getting a new contract to him saying, I want to be an Arsenal legend, to you bigging up his qualities and playing him in certain games. Granted, things change. And obviously the way we're playing as a left back has changed. But, you can play left back, you can play in midfield. For me, as I said, Jess, it's the cameos and not just him, Norgard. Because cool, I can understand, not agree with it, but I can understand, all right, you're not going to start them all the time. Bring man off the bench, bro. Like, utilize your squad. This is why I don't subscribe to there's no starters and there's no finishers and everybody's of the same level, because that's just not how the real work in life works. And football being the
Who is
same.
in form? This is my thing with Arteta too. It's like, I can understand if Myles Lewis-Skelly was the only player in this team playing poorly, but for large patches of this season, I've been like, who the fuck is playing good outside of them defenders? Genuinely, like, so I'm not trying to hear that. Some players play bad and play all the time. So Myles could have gotten a couple more minutes, and you need to know how to manage these players into form too. Like, ain't no way. Ain't no way.
You're
That
gonna have to
alone.
make it happen. I don't know what to say, just other than, when we're back in action, we got to start winning again against Southampton. You got any content to come out? You got any content from Brazil? You got any Arsenal content? You got any interviews? Anything to get us away from Arsenal, Jess, man?
Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm going to Atlanta next week for Toma Atlanta with that? Nike. So it's What's basically Toma? It's like a street football tournament. And I went to the one in Miami, and so now I'm going to the one in Atlanta.
Or you lot's football.
What do you think?
I hope it's
know the rules. I don't even know the rules of
football.
American football, so I wouldn't be doing anything American football related.
I don't know. I'm asking. We're taking an interest in what Jess does. I don't know. Like, I didn't know there was street football culture in America like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be a fun. So I'll have a vlog out and stuff for that later.
Are you playing?
Huh?
Are you playing?
Of course not. I have a boot on my fucking leg. Like, I'm
You're still injured.
Yeah, an Achilles rupture takes a year. You got injured.
Yeah, but I'm back now. And you laughed at me. And I told you.
I did laugh at you. It's the least you deserve.
You got a boot like Mikel Merino.
Mikel Merino is a good footballer. So there you go.
I have to give you plaudits. If you traveled did you travel to Brazil with this boot?
Yeah, a boot's not going to stop you from doing anything.
I respect it. You done all of this. Oh, wow. Now, everyone, round of applause for Jess. Make sure you're subscribing to Jess's platform. When is there going to, because I don't know if I actually asked you, when is there going to be some content out?
I mean,
they said they missed you.
I know. I'll be in Atlanta next week, so expect something around like the 3rd of April.
Turn on the notification bells then, folks.
Yeah. We'll figure it out. But the women, speaking of the women, they did a big one the other day. Yeah.
Showing the men how it's done, man. I hope we retain that Champions League. I don't want to jinx it. I
One
really
thing
don't.
they know how to do is show up in a knockout. so in Champions League. So
they actually do,
Renee,
they actually do.
None of this, if you can't win, don't lose nonsense.
They actually go for it. And they did change managers, I'm not saying I want that to happen with the men. It's just different stuff can breed different results.
Yeah. Listen, cinema. I love those girls. I love them down. But yeah, we'll talk soon, guys. Don't worry.
Exactly. And even if you're not going to talk soon, go over there, subscribe, turn your notification bells on so that when a video does happen, you'll actually be there. Hopefully there'll be some content around her rehabilitation around this boot that she's wearing and stuff like that. Or maybe she'll show us how it happened, or maybe show us some kick-ups. But Jess, you're a good sport. Best of luck in Atlanta. Congratulations on Brazil. Obviously, we thank you for being here. And on that note, we're out, folks. Any last words, Jess?
Nope. Bye, guys.
She always makes me laugh at the end, but in a bit. Peace.
Oh my angle, oh my god.
Let's say what y'all better got now, yo. Yes, we get to it. Hit the like button, pick up the chat, one love.